Hey guys, I'm really glad you're here. You know what? I know I haven't made the last few videos that you were expecting, and guess what? Life happens. But if life happens to me, it's happening to you, and you know how things can get chaotic. And I'm trying to stay on top of things, not only for myself, but for you. So please, just stay with me, guys. We need to talk about this new moon in Gemini today that happened in with a solar eclipse. Okay? Now, this is a powerful new moon, guys. And with the eclipse, it's magnified. And like magnified. So, we have new moon energies, for 2 weeks to, maybe 30 days until the next new moon. This energy is going to last 6 months to 9 years. Okay? Now, we have to think about, first of all, what are new moons all about? Well, new moons, they symbolize new beginnings and new starts, new goals, right? And since it's in Gemini, we have to look at about what Gemini is all about, right? And Mercury rules Gemini. It's a communication planet, right? And so it is the sign of communication and how we think and how we communicate to others, right? And eclipse something out of our lives that is no longer needed, right? Whether we want it or not, I'm just going to say, no longer needed. Now, we are also still in this energy of this last full moon with the lunar eclipse that was in Sagittarius just 2 weeks ago. Again, those energies are magnified and last up to 6 months to, a few years, right? So that on top of another, it's kind of stacked. So this energy from that lunar eclipse from Sagittarius 2 weeks ago, that energy brought something up to us, something from the past, right, that wasn't finished, fixed, or somehow maybe changed, okay, in some way. And some of us have tried to go back to remedy some of that past, right? But it didn't quite make it because a lot of us were triggered by a lot of things. We were triggered. There probably have been even arguments around this whole subject, right? Now we have to remember we're also in Mercury retrograde, Mercury ruling the sign of Gemini right now. Also, so come on. This is because we need to change our perspective, okay? Or way of thinking about these old things of the past that have been brought up. That hasn't been correct, and at the very least has not been helpful in any kind of way. So this new moon in Gemini solar eclipse is bringing us to a new way to see things, to see our old situations differently. So that we can, kind of get down to the truth of them, what I call the root of the situation. Because I'm going to tell you, if you cannot get to the root of anything, you can't heal. You got to get to the root to heal anything, right? Because we'll layer it with all kinds of other bullshit. But we got to get to the root to heal. So this is bringing us into a new way of seeing these old situations, these old things, whatever was brought to our attention from the past, right? Differently. So that we can get down to that root and restore and resolve, maybe not so much restore, but resolve, resolve them more fully, and get whatever closure we may need. And in the sign of Gemini, we are seeing things more open to divergent experiences, like not being totally attached to that ending. You know, if that ending is not what you're expecting, not being totally attached to it, but just getting things resolved. Whatever ending happens, hey, let's trust God there, right? And being more lighthearted about it, because Gemini is a sign of being more divergent. It's a mutable sign. It's an air sign, and air flows. Being more divergent, being more unattached to those endings, and being more flexible, more lighthearted, and a hell of a lot less emotional. Okay? Because then, at least then, it helps us get to these old things on a much better trajectory, I should say, and work to find better solutions that we didn't have before, and with a hell of a lot less drama, right? Now, I'm going to tell you, that sounds easy to say. Ooh, all this stuff is coming in, I'm going to get it all done. No, there are challenges. Listen, if there weren't challenges, we would not need this new moon solar eclipse to bring these energies in if it's going to be that easy. There's going to be challenges, right? But it's important that we look for the lessons in these challenges. And not only look for the lessons, but learn from these lessons that these challenges are bringing, to the forefront. For you, for me, for everybody. Right? Know that we are still in this Mercury retrograde. Just for a few more weeks, guys. But there's always good things about Mercury retrograde. But in this Mercury retrograde, being in the sign of Gemini, which is where this new moon happens today, there may be some things that may not seem on the surface, but they really are. You're going to have to trust your intuition on some things. You're going to have to trust God. You're going to have to trust Spirit. You're going to trust the universe, right? I mean, you need to check and recheck. Big time, right? Be sure that you haven't convinced yourself of a lie that is not reality. Now, we all do this. I mean, we can look at our situations, if we can assume enough. Well, they did, I'm sure they're doing this, and they're doing this, and because they did this, this has happened, and this has happened, and we make up our own reality. Guess what? Hello? Not reality. It's not the real deal. We've assumed and made our own reality that is outside of real reality. We cannot do that, guys. It's not real. We need and have to see where we have been lying to ourselves. And when we lie to ourselves like that, we create self-sabotage. And then we're not moving. I look at that Fred Flintstone's cartoon, where there's no gas, there's no brake, and his feet are just pedaling, and for a while he's not even moving. He's pedaling as fast as he can, and he's just treading water. He's not moving anywhere. We cannot lie to ourselves and create a reality without truth, without facts. And then check, and then recheck. Because it is time to rise from our own ashes where we have burnt our own selves to the ground, rise from those ashes, guys, and stand on solid ground so we can finally move forward. This is the energies here. Guys, please move with them. Do what you have to do. Learn from them. Learn from these lessons. But I also want to tell you, there are probably a lot of things you're going through and you have questions and need answers. Some of you probably just need more affirmations and confirmations from God, right? And give me a call. Let's set up an appointment. Let's do a reading on you. You're going to be totally shocked. And if you've ever had any kind of reading before from, I don't know, palm readers or tarot card readers or whatever the case may be, no, I'm totally different. And anybody tell you it's a totally different experience. I bring something new to the table. Not that I'm going to discount anybody else, but I do bring something totally new to the table. You're going to be amazed, and I'm always amazed at what Spirit brings through. Guys, contact me. Any of you that are watching tonight that has had a reading from me and has had a great experience, which thank God. Knock on wood. I don't even know if that's wood behind that, but they've all been good. Please drop a line, guys, if you've had a reading from me. Let this audience know what your experience was. Encourage them to get a reading from me. Listen, I also don't charge like $1.99 a minute or anything like that, like Miss Cleo. Of course, I have to make a living. So do you. And you understand what I'm talking about. But I will work with you because I believe the message to you is more important than my money because God will always take care of me. I love you all. I want you to love me hard back. I want you to keep growing and going. That's what it's all about, guys. We can't stop. We can't tread water. And until next time, I'll see you then.